Are you okay?
So, I took the test. She said she's coming to see your mom at the shop tomorrow.
I've decided to test what the married people are eating. Kilotuku, you should go and live together as man and wife.
Thank you for everything.
Set of gold is missing. A whole set. And seeing that you are the last person who came to my home before I traveled, we need to search your house.
Thank you, Vicky.
This masterpiece, as directed by Biodun Stephen, celebrates every woman out there toiling and striving against all odds to give her children the best she can afford, with a roller coaster of emotions and the past come crumbling into the future. It also talks about forgiveness and willingness to forgive. Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel, Movie Chat with Tiana. Please grab your popcorns as I dive into the plot of this masterpiece. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave your wonderful comments in the comment box. This movie began with two teenagers, Fola and Victoria, who were lovers but seemed troubled, sitting in the dark under the tree. Vicky told Fola that she was pregnant and can't afford to abort the baby. Shocked, Fola became a shadow of himself, and at the time he was newly admitted into the university and Vicky was about to take her WAEC exams. Both families of the lovebirds held a meeting but vowed not to help them nor accommodate them in their homes. Vicky then moved to living with Fola in his room in the university, abandoning her education. She began to cook noodles for sale, and Fola helped her to distribute and deliver them to their customers in school. They made little progress, which helped Vicky cater for her baby. 2 years later, Vicky took in for the second baby, and this changed Fola's behavior towards her. He was mad about the pregnancy and wanted to deny it. Going for NYC after graduating, Fola left a written note with heavily Vicky, where he informed her that he is not going to come back, saying that it's all over between them, and asking her not to bother contacting him again. Vicky was shattered and went into forced labor with no one by her side. Weeks later, Vicky puts to bed and is left with 2 children to take care of. She chained up and vowed to take care of her children above all things. Years later, Vicky finally called Sista by her kids. Anu and Fola Jr. became a full-time house cleaner with the help of an interior decorator and house agent Auntie J, who constantly gives her jobs to clean various homes and offices. On one of the occasions where she went on her cleaning jobs with a client named Mrs. Uzo, she called her to come take inventory of her belongings, but she said she trusts her not to steal a dime from her house. However, Mrs. Uzo stormed her house days later with some policemen and Auntie J to search Sister's house, all because of her missing jewelry. Embarrassed, Sister told her that she does not steal or take people's things, but she insisted that they search her house. Sister called out her kids to come outside as the men went in to search. Suddenly, Mrs. Uzo receives a text message from her home saying that they have found the jewelry. Sister sent her away from her house in anger and burst out in tears. Her children consoled her regardless. Auntie J in her office with Sister gave her food to eat and they both laughed in joy, discussing various issues. She promised to give her some items for her kids. Back at home, Sister in company of her kids, Anu and Fola, a university undergraduate at home, due to a strike action, told his mom that he wants to go back to school so he can take the tutoring job he got for carryover students. In that way, he'll be able to make small money and assist her in footing the bills of the house. She said no. She says she had rather prefers to foot the bills all by herself for now until he's done with school. Auntie J continued to be a God-sent figure to Sister, from patronizing Anu's small shop business and giving Sister various jobs to clean homes. One day, Auntie J's cousin from the States named Tiwatope paid her a surprise visit to her office. They embraced each other in joy. They both went out to eat, and there Tiwa informs Jay of her plans of getting a new house and an office for her and her husband, as they have decided to relocate to Nigeria for a while. Auntie J connects Sista to do the cleaning job, which she did perfectly well, and Tiwa was so impressed with her cleaning. The past came back to life as Vicky's runaway husband Folarin happened to be Tiwa's husband, and it appears that he is filthy rich now and remarried to Tiwa. Sista recognizes him at once but kept her cool. She takes her leave, and before leaving, Auntie J hands her some iPhones which she gave her kids back at home. They hugged her and were so happy. That night, she was troubled and couldn't sleep a wink. She wept bitterly and called on God. Her son Fola interrupts her and reminds her of how much he loves her and do not want her to overthink herself, that he's always there to hear her out. She reassures him that him and Anu are her source of joy and strength and has no plans of leaving them behind. Sista and her kids were workers at the house opening of Tiwa and Folarin. Anu made her small chops and Fola with his mom served the guest. Folarin, not too sure if she is the one, calls her by her name when being served his drink, and that clarified his doubts about her. That night, Folarin was restless. He was uneasy and his wife couldn't help but notice. Folarin decided to tell his wife about his past life and the family he abandoned. She laughed in disbelief at first, but was shattered later. Tiwa ran to Auntie J after knowing that Sista is the victim. Tiwa felt deeply sorry for Sista and all that she has been through. Shocked J was speechless. Tiwa confronts her husband and referred him to be a cold, soulless man. The couple then proceeded to making things open. Tiwa and J paid Sista a visit at her home. This visit opened all the scars and unhealed injury in Sista's life. She recounted how she went through hell with her kids just to survive. Days after, Folarin comes to her home and this time her kids were told the truth about their father's real identity. She left him to bond with them, and with this opportunity, he lavished them with money. He took them shopping for clothes and shoes, took them to the beach and got them new phones and then a car. He equally got them an admission to study abroad without their mother's consent. Sista, on seeing all of this, got really upset and confronts Fola in his house. She promised him in fury that if he dares takes her kids away from her, that he will see her wrath. Folarin and his son met in his office, and there, Fola Jr. tells his dad that their mom is really mad at all of them. Tiwa at the dining table poured out her heart to her husband as she says he has been selfish, not minding how she feels with the turnout of events lately and how their two children abroad will feel knowing about his new family. Later that night, Tiwa and her husband made amends. Auntie J advised Sista to forgive Folarin and she insisted that he is a wicked man. Sista and her kids held a meeting about their dad's ill character towards her in the past and how they quickly judged her without thinking twice of all the suffering she had been through all these years. They begged her for forgiveness and she did forgive them. Fola and Tiwa, on a peace visit to Sista's house, begged for her forgiveness and Tiwa was there to give all her moral support needed. Arrogant and proud Folarin couldn't kneel down to apologize properly. Instead, he sat close to her and asked for her forgiveness, placing his hands around her shoulder. Sista wept and forgave him. To fix things, Folarin relocates Sista and her kids abroad for a good life, and they lived happily ever after. There you have it, guys. This brings me to the end of the review of this phenomenal masterpiece, and I believe that you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Please do well to like, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment box. What do you think about this movie? Do you think Folarin did the right thing by relocating them abroad? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Till I come your way next time with another loving and solid blockbuster Nollywood movie, please stay happy.